Welcome to This Explainer. Today, we're diving into a genuinely wild corporate mystery. We're talking a classic story of betrayal, false accusations, and ultimately, absolute justice. If you've ever felt like the deck was completely stacked against you, or maybe your hard work was just being undermined by toxic office politics, well, this is going to be incredibly satisfying to break down. We're looking at a case study of a guy named Michael and his absolute remarkable path to total vindication. Think about this for a second. Everyone believed he was guilty, but they framed the wrong man. It's a terrifying thought, right? Just waking up one day to find your entire life completely upended by a massive lie. Even Michael's closest friends turned against him because of this fabricated evidence. But the architects of this whole setup made one catastrophic mistake. They totally underestimated their target. So let's trace exactly how this all went down. Section 1. The price of promotion. 7. That's the number of years Michael had dedicated to his company. For 7 whole years, he was literally the bedrock of his department. He built this sterling reputation, He was honest, relentlessly hardworking, and just universally respected by his peers and leadership alike. In the corporate world, a 7-year track record of impeccable integrity, that's supposed to be your shield. But, as we're going to see, it really only takes one inciting incident to shatter the whole thing. So a major promotion opens up at the company, and Michael, with his unblemished record, rightfully earns it. But his coworker, a guy named Ryan, wanted that exact position so desperately. When Michael got tapped for it instead, Ryan didn't just get a little disappointed. No, he became dangerously obsessed with ruining Michael's life. What should have been a standard office rivalry literally mutated into a vindictive crusade.
Which brings us to Section 2, Framed for the Crime.
The sheer speed of Michael's downfall here is just staggering. On a Friday evening, thousands of dollars suddenly vanish from the company's account. Fast forward to Saturday morning, corporate panic officially sets in, and somehow, all the evidence is pointing directly at Michael. Before the weekend is even fully over, without anyone asking any deeper questions, the company fires him. In roughly 48 hours, a 7-year spotless reputation is completely destroyed, gone. So what exactly did this panicked HR department actually see? Well, it was a perfectly laid trap. Security footage showed someone in Michael's office. System logs showed his specific login credentials accessing those confidential financial files. Ryan even managed to plant witnesses who claimed they had seen Michael working late that exact Friday. On paper, to a frantic company, it looked like an open and shut case. And guys, here is the real human cost of a corporate framing. The fallout wasn't just about losing a paycheck. The social isolation was immediate and it was brutal. Friends, people he had known for years, simply stopped answering his calls. His neighbors whispered about him whenever he walked down the street. It really exposes just how fragile social standing can be when public opinion suddenly turns against you. Michael was completely, utterly alone. Section 3. The Shadow Investigation. Now, instead of just giving up in despair, Michael took matters into his own hands. He leveraged his 7 years of institutional knowledge against his accuser, which, by the way, proved just how valuable a deep understanding of your environment truly is. He remembered that the office security cameras actually had blind spots, specific areas Ryan used to move around completely undetected. And digging deeper, he discovered a massive piece of the puzzle. Ryan had secretly copied his employee access card weeks earlier. This wasn't an accident, it was incredibly premeditated. For months, Michael hunted for digital footprints, basically proving the undeniable power of maintaining a digital paper trail. He started with the phone records, tracing all these late-night, super suspicious calls. Next up, the email backups. Here, he uncovered a hidden trail of correspondence that linked Ryan directly to those missing funds. And finally, the Holy Grail, the deleted security logs. Michael managed to recover the exact timestamps proving Ryan manipulated the system. The puzzle was completely put together. Section 4. Total Vindication. Armed with all this undeniable proof, Michael compiled a massive dossier exposing exactly how the crime was committed. Ryan hadn't just used Michael's cloned card. He had actively edited the security camera footage to hide his own face. And on top of that, Ryan was the one who actually siphoned the money through this whole web of fake, untraceable company accounts. Michael took all of this bulletproof evidence, and sent it directly to the company's board of directors. 3. That is the number of days it took for the authorities to act once the board saw Michael's investigation. Just 3 days. The evidence was so airtight, so meticulously gathered, that Ryan was immediately arrested for fraud. The trap he set for Michael had literally become his own prison. Naturally, the company went into full-blown panicked damage control. They realized they had just fired their best employee based on a total lie and absolutely zero due diligence. So, in a desperate attempt to sweep their massive embarrassment under the rug, they issued a very public apology. And then they actually offered him his old life back, but upgraded to an even higher position than the one he originally got promoted to.
But Michael, he sat down, smiled politely at the CEO, and delivered this response. I don't want my old job back. I just wanted the truth. He didn't want a reward from the exact people who abandoned him at the first sign of trouble. He just wanted his name cleared. Honestly, it is the ultimate corporate power move.
And that brings us to Section 5, the ultimate revenge. 6 months later, Michael took his expertise and just started his own company. And right here is where the universe serves up a beautiful slice of irony. The business was a massive success, so much so that his former coworkers, the exact same ones who stopped calling him when he was framed, actually began applying for jobs at his new firm. This even included an application from Ryan's old manager, the guy who likely signed off on firing Michael in the first place. Michael looked at the resume and quietly placed it right in the trash. No drama, no angry emails, just a closed door. Which really leads us to the core philosophy of Michael's journey. The best revenge isn't destroying someone's life, it's building a better one without them. Ryan tried to destroy Michael out of pure jealousy. If Michael had dedicated the rest of his life to tormenting Ryan or suing the company into the ground, he would have stayed chained to all that toxicity. Instead, his path to total vindication came from moving forward, leveling up, and leaving everyone who doubted him in the dust. So I want to leave you with this final thought to reflect on today. When you inevitably face injustice or setbacks in your own life, whether it's office politics, a betrayal of trust, or maybe just bad luck, how are you going to respond? Are you going to let bitterness drive you to seek destruction, or will you use that energy to build something undeniably better? Michael chose to build. Thanks for joining me for this explainer, and I really hope this gives you a fresh perspective on how to handle your own challenges.